Welcome to Silicon Valley Asian Business Talk.
Hello, everyone. This is Roger Chen from University of San Francisco Center for Business Studies and Innovation, Asia Pacific. Anita, welcome to join our interview program. We want to first thank you for supporting us. Would you please briefly introduce yourself?
Thank you, Roger, for this opportunity. My name's Anita Manwani, and I have been in Silicon Valley for many, many decades, way before some of the freeways were in place. But my story kind of goes back a long ways. I came here as a student, and now currently, I'm the CEO and founder of a lab information management solution software company. The company is called Relims. We are doing business as Relims, though we started out as Karobar Business Solutions. And prior to that, I was a senior executive with Agilent Technologies and Hewlett Packard. And prior to that, I was in a startup in a robotics company. And I have two hats. My other job, which is a voluntary job, is the president of TAI Silicon Valley. And TAI has been around for 30 years. So we'll talk about that, later on in this conversation.
Discussion topic: My startup, grow from an accidental opportunity.
I understand you kind of founded this company called Karoba in 2007. So would you please maybe kind of share with our students and audience about your journey of searching for initial product market fit, which means the products, the market segments that's, kind of give you the initial landing space for your venture business. And with that, maybe also, share with us whether in the searching process of the initial product market segment, what's the lessons, or did you make mistakes, things like that.
So, I apologize, but my answer will not fit the textbook of product market fit. I have been an accidental entrepreneur. And when I left Agilent, I was really looking to spend more time on my hobbies and my children. But within the week that my departure was announced by the company, I got involved with a private equity firm to help them with a merger acquisition. And in that course, I happened to meet a law firm, and a friend just wanted me to come in and talk to them about software solutions. This law firm was actually doing they were helping their clients to get as much from a class action suit that they had, that had been won by the merchants. And this was the Visa MasterCard class action suit. It was a multi-billion-dollar suit. So the law firm was getting clients like Walmart, Nike, Microsoft, and others, and looking at their 7-year data to figure out how they could represent their clients to get the maximum out of the bounty in the class action suit. And so, but they had, paper receipts, which were filling up a room of maybe a 8 by 10 room. Wow. And so this friend said, why don't you come with me and just tell them these problems are solvable with software? And I told him, I said, I don't even have a business card because I don't work for Agilent anymore. And he said, no, just come and talk about it. And I went with him. I told him I don't drive to San Francisco. I don't like driving in San Francisco. And he said, no, I'll drive you. So we walk in, I listen to the whole problem statement, and I start sharing with them how we can use OCR technology to kind of, capture all this data, put it in a database, start figuring out what if scenarios. And then for some retail merchants, we would present only 2 or 3 years worth of data, for others 7 years, just to see how the formulas would work. And at the end of this 2.5-hour animated conversation, Roger, the head of the firm said, "So Anita, will you do this for us?" And I don't know what messages I was getting from the universe. I just said yes. And they said, "Okay, go figure it out." And so I got home that night and I discussed it with my husband. I said, "I think I'm going to start something." And he said, "Okay, if that's what you want to do." And thank God for services like MyCorp and Intuit. I incorporated online that night.
Oh,
I called up because I had also served as the chairman of Agilent India. I had, obviously a fair amount of contacts there. I knew that to do this, there was a lot of OCR, data entry, a lot of programming involved of the data. So hired, got a person who would help me hire. So that's how the company started. So there was no real, I want to be in the analytics business. I want to help legal folks. I mean, none of that. It just happened. And then we just started. That project lasted for about 2 years. It was well funded. And you know how it is in services business, you don't lose money. You just make money. And so it was a great start. And I had always wanted to be in healthcare. So for me, we started providing analytic solutions to test laboratories. Again, through a contact, did not do any concerted effort of saying, okay, are labs the right space or not? But in that process, we realized that the area within labs that was getting a lot of funding was pain management labs because of the increase of drug addiction, as well as in geriatric patients and in chronic disease management. What was happening was that patients had to go regularly to laboratories. And therefore, they were on a schedule of testing. So that was clearly evident when we were doing additional work on top of the lab information solutions that they were using. And it gave us visibility to some of the gaps in the existing products because we were doing this for different labs. Some were only using spreadsheets. Others were using LIMS solutions that were not adequate. Obviously, if they had been, they wouldn't have hired my company to provide additional services. And so about 5 years ago, Roger, we decided that we are going to pivot, and we weaned off our services business. We now had, in this course of the years, we had developed a very good blueprint of what a good LIMS system should look like. We were talking to our existing clients because they would complain about, I don't have this feature, I want something else. So we were able to build that blueprint and design a product. And that's how we pivoted from a service business to a product business, but we didn't do enough research in really what is the size of the LIMS market. And so, it was again an accidental thing because we happened to do analytics. But the next innovation that we did, because we had architected the solution with a very robust architecture that allowed us to do all aspects of clinical. So it wasn't just toxicology, but it was infectious disease. It was, pathology. It was molecular testing and genetic testing. We realized very quickly that we could also be doing agricultural testing and cannabis testing. And cannabis had just started, CBD was getting regularized in some of the states. So that the technology allowed us to then start to focus on a modality agnostic solution for laboratories. Okay. So that's really the way we got into this business. And but once you're in the business, then of course you focus on how is this product going to evolve? How is this industry evolving? and what are the price points. And, we obviously kept adjusting based on what we were learning in the market. Sometimes you have a pricing strategy that you start with, but then you have to kind of adjust based on market adoption, based on the customer's ability to bear this new innovation. Are they taking the risk? And also, you have to look for the right partners, right? I mean, within your customers, you treat them like partners, you will grow with them as they grow.
Thank you for watching.